My name is Bobbi, and welcome to your 20-minute yoga for climbers. This is the perfect practice for before or after a climbing workout. We will start with a gentle flow followed by longer held stretching poses to open up through the shoulders and hips. Even if you aren't a climber, this practice is a great start or end to your day. So grab your mat and water and let's begin. For this practice, you will want a block, or you can also use a book, and we will start at the back of the mat in a child's pose. Bringing your tailbone to your heels, hands stretched in front of you, and take a second just to arrive at your mat. Let go of anything that happened earlier today. Let go of anything that you need to do after the practice, and pay attention to your breath. We're starting with a 3-part breath, breathing into the belly, expanding through the belly, the ribs, the chest, exhaling of the chest, ribs, belly. Repeating, inhaling, belly, ribs, chest. Exhaling, chest, ribs, belly. You can continue the breath on your own, and on your next exhale, bring your hands to the right corner of your mat, stretching through the left side body, through the left intercostal muscles. Those are the muscles in between the ribs. Breathing into this side, letting go of any tension. On your next exhale, bring your hands to the opposite side of the mat, to the left side. Breathing into that right side of the body now. You can take a moment now to check in with yourself, check in with how you're doing, maybe set an intention for the practice. Maybe you want to release tension, maybe you want to be more present. On the next exhale, come into a hands and knees position, shoulders over hands, hips over knees, taking a cat-cow, softening through the belly, looking up, rounding through the spine, looking toward the belly. Again in cow, softening through the belly, and rounding through the spine, cat. One more time, inhaling cow, exhaling for cat. Then taking any movements that feel good to you. This might be circles with the spine, maybe stretching side to side, spinal rolls, whatever feels best to your body. Another moment here. Bring your hands to the mat, fingers pointing towards your knees, leaning back and stretching the forearms. A very needed stretch for any climber. And your next exhale, flip over the hands, back of the hands onto the mat, stretching back, stretching out the front of the arms now. Breathing into the stretch. On your next exhale, shake out those wrists, maybe do some circles, and bring the hands forward and melt the chest down to the mat, keeping your hips over your knees into puppy pose. Noticing if you've lost your breath and coming back to the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. feeling the stretch in the shoulders and the upper back. With every exhale, releasing further into the stretch, but always listening to the body and stopping at any areas of increased tension. On your next exhale, start coming out of the pose and back into hands and knees position and coming into downward facing dog. Bring your tailbone towards the sky. Since this is the first downward dog of the practice, you might want to straighten one leg and bend the other, just walking out the downward dog, waking up the hamstrings. On your next exhale, look forward and hop or step to the front of your mat in a forward fold. And we're just going to hang here for a moment, maybe grabbing opposite elbows with the hands, swinging back and forth and rolling up one vertebrae at a time, reaching the arms up and into Anjali Mudra at the heart center. Palms together. Take a moment to check in again. Check in with how you're feeling at this moment and find your breath. Reach up, forward fold, halfway lift, stepping the left foot back into a low lunge, lowering the left knee. You might put your hands on your knee or keep your hands down on the mat, framing the foot. Breathe into that stretch of the psoas, the hip flexor. Your next exhale, coming into plank position, and we're going to take a few spinal rolls, coming back into downward facing dog, rolling each vertebrae at a time into plank, and taking a couple of rolls this way, moving through each vertebrae of the spine, downward dog, plank, one more time, downward dog, into a plank position. The knees taking a chaturanga push-up down to your belly. Lift in a baby cobra and lift yourself back up to downward facing dog. Bringing your left foot to the top of the mat into a low lunge, lowering the right knee. You might want to bring your hands to the knee or keep them framing the foot. Breathing into the stretch. Bring hands to frame the foot and stepping the right foot to meet the left in a forward fold, halfway lift, and roll up one vertebrae at a time, reaching your arms up and down into Anjali Mudra. Once again, checking in with yourself, how you're feeling at this moment. Maybe noticing that your heart rate's a little faster after we've done those sun salutations, reaching up, forward fold, halfway lift, left foot back into a low lunge once more. This is where you'll use your blocks if you have them, either the highest setting, lower setting, and straightening the leg into half split, keeping your back straight, low lunge, half split, low lunge, half split, staying in the half split, breathing into the stretch, keeping your hips square, your back is flat, and back into lunge, and back into plank position, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, and breathe. Now left foot forward, lower the right knee, Same thing, we are going and then moving into a half split, low lunge, half split, inhale, low lunge, exhale, one more, and then we'll meet in half split. Breathe into the stretch. Notice how this side is different or the same than the other side. Just noticing, not judging. Do a low lunge once more. Hands to frame the foot and stepping the right foot to meet the left. Halfway lift. Forward fold, reach up, bringing hands Anjali Mudra and checking in once more with how you're feeling. On your next inhale, reach your arms up above your head, forward fold, halfway lift. Left foot back into a low lunge. Left hand will stay on the mat. Right hand reaches up and over to reach the left foot, grabbing either the heel or the toes and pulling the foot closer in towards the body in a quad stretch. Breathing into the stretch. On your next exhale, release the foot, bring the hand to the mat, and stepping back into plank position and taking a flow, meeting in downward facing dog. And bringing the left foot forward, right knee down, right hand stays on the mat, left hand reaches up and over. Grabbing that right foot, either the heel or the toe, and taking the quad stretch, on this side. And taking a quad stretch on this side. Breathing into the stretch. Take one more inhale, and then on the exhale, release the foot. And bring the right foot to meet the left in a forward fold. Halfway lift, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. The exhale, raise up to your tippy toes and lower down as slowly as you can. And hug your knees, staying in on your tippy toes, and breathe into, this is called the cosmic egg. If you would like more of a challenge, you can close your eyes and try to keep your balance. It's more difficult than it looks. Take one more breath here, and then meet me in hands and knees position. Lift the right arm up and out to the side, and thread underneath the body until the shoulder is touching the mat. Left arm outstretched in front of you, or the left hand can be placed next to the head for support there. Whatever feels right, you can experiment both ways. Just breathe in. Take one more deep breath, and then come out of the pose by bringing the left hand back to the mat, pushing up into hands and knees position, maybe shaking out the shoulders, and coming to the other side, left arm up and out, and threaded underneath the body. Left shoulder to the mat and right arm stretched out in front of you. Just relax into the stretch, releasing tension out of the left deltoid and the upper back. Breathing into the stretch. Take one more deep breath here, then come up, back up to hands and knees position. Maybe shaking out the shoulders again, and then coming onto your belly, bringing your right hand to cactus position and shifting your weight to the right side. You might bring the left foot behind you, left arm behind your back, or you can place it next to your hand, supporting if that's too much of a stretch. Just go as far until you can feel a nice stretch. Take one more breath here, and then we'll switch to the other side. Rolling back to the belly, bringing the left arm to cactus. And turning onto that left side, right foot can be placed behind you once more. And if you want to increase the stretch, you can bring the right hand behind your back. Breathing into the stretch, opening up through the pectoral muscles. This is a great chest opener. One more breath here. Come back to your belly. Maybe roll out those shoulders and push yourself back into child's pose. Arms stretched out in front of you, or you can bring them by your side, whatever feels best to you in your body. Just breathing. On your next inhale, come back up to downward facing dog, lifting the right foot behind you and bringing it to the chest, right knee to right thumb, lowering the shin and lowering down into your pigeon pose, making sure that the hips are square. Breathing into the outer hip area. With every exhale, release a little bit further. One more deep inhale here. And we'll switch over to the other side. Lift yourself back up into downward facing dog pose. Lift your left foot to the ceiling or the sky. Bring left knee to left thumb. Drop shin down. Make sure your hips are square. And either stay upright or lower your head down. You can rest it on your hands if that feels comfortable. And breathing into this side. You might notice a difference between the sides. Just take note. You're not judging, just observing. And take one more breath here. And push back up into downward facing dog. And look between your hands, hop or step to the top of the mat and come laying down on your back. The soles of the feet together, knees apart to your sides. If this is too much of a stretch, you can bring your blocks underneath your knees or books, whatever you have. And when you're ready, you can straighten out your legs into Shavasana. And relax through your face. Release any tension out of the jaw. Let the shoulders fall heavy on the mat. Release tension out of your arms, out of your hips, your legs, your feet. And I will let you know when it's time to come out. You can start to bring your awareness to your physical form and start by bringing in small movements, maybe wiggling your toes or your fingers, taking a full body stretch and rolling to one side or the other and meeting me in a seated position. And just taking a moment, taking another few breaths, and taking a breath with me, reaching up the arms on the inhale, bring the hands to the heart, take one last final breath together, reaching the arms up, inhale, exhale, hands to heart. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Namaste, and thank you for joining me. Bye.